Every day, millions of people study English, but very few truly speak it. You're here because you don't just want knowledge. You want results that last. Something brought you to this moment. Maybe frustration, maybe curiosity. But deep down, you know this isn't another random video. It's the one that will wake your confidence. Because today, you'll finally understand why your English feels stuck. Even after years of studying, memorizing, and repeating without real progress or fluency. This lesson isn't about grammar, exams, or memorizing long lists of words. It's about breaking the silent wall that's been holding your voice back. Welcome to Read and Learn English. My friend, take a deep breath. This is where your real English journey begins. Right here, right now. Have you ever looked at yourself and wondered, why is my English still slow? Why can't I speak fast and clear like other people? Maybe you've memorized hundreds of words. Maybe you've spent years learning grammar rules. Maybe you've written perfect answers and passed every single test. But when it's time to speak, your mind freezes. Your words disappear, your mouth feels heavy, and your heart sinks with frustration. You're not alone in this. Many learners face the same pain. They know English in their mind, but not in their mouth, not in real conversation. It's like hearing a beautiful song you can't play, like knowing the melody, but not having the courage to let it out. Today, that ends, because today, you'll discover how to unlock your real voice in English and learn in a way that finally works. Stay with me until the end, because you won't just learn how to speak better, you'll finally feel ready to speak freely. Now, let's face the truth, the real reason you're stuck, the truth that most schools never told you and most teachers never admit. You are not bad at English. You're not slow. You are not weak. You're only stuck because no one showed you how to learn the right way. For years, schools told you that success means memorizing vocabulary, studying grammar, and passing exams to prove your progress. They made you believe that only the smartest students can speak fast and sound natural. But that's not the truth at all. The truth is simple. You've been learning English with your head, not with your mouth, not with your heart. And that's why you feel blocked. Think back. How many years did you study English in school? 5? 10? Maybe more? And yet, you still hesitate to speak. You memorized rules, copied sentences, read books. But when a real person asked you a question, your brain went silent. You knew the words, you knew the grammar, but nothing came out, and you felt embarrassed, nervous, even ashamed of yourself. You whispered, maybe English is not for me, maybe I'm too old, maybe I started too late, maybe I'm just not smart enough. But none of that is true. You're not weak. You simply learned English in the wrong way. And today, you're going to fix it. Picture this moment. You sit in your room, notebook open, reading the word beautiful. You write it. You repeat it. You think you know it. Then the next day, your friend says, your country is beautiful. You recognize the word, but your brain freezes, and your mouth stays quiet. This happens again and again. You know the words, but you can't use them fast. You know English in silence, but not in life. That silence is painful. It feels heavy, like carrying invisible weight. And almost every learner has felt that same pain before. I know, because I felt it too when I was learning. The problem isn't your brain, it's your method. You study too much, but practice too little. You use your eyes more than your mouth. You wait for the perfect moment to speak. But that perfect moment never actually comes. Fluency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from mistakes. Real. Human. Beautiful mistakes that teach you faster than any grammar book. Fluency is born from trying, from speaking even when you're not ready, from letting your voice lead and your mind follow. Think about children. They don't study grammar. They don't memorize lists. They start with sounds, laughter, and curiosity. They copy, they try, they fail. They try again and slowly. Step by step, their words grow stronger and clearer. You can do the same. You're not too old. You're not too late. Your brain is ready. But your habits need to change. Many learners are stuck in a circle. Study. Forget. Study again. Forget again. It feels like running in place without moving forward. You work hard but see little progress. That's why you feel tired, discouraged, and sometimes want to give up entirely. But quitting will never give you the life you want. Because speaking English isn't just about language, it's about freedom. It's confidence. It's opportunity. It's being able to express who you truly are without limits, anywhere in the world. That's why you must break the circle. The real enemy isn't grammar. It isn't vocabulary. And it's definitely not your age. The real enemy is fear. Fear of being wrong. Fear of sounding strange. Fear of others laughing or judging. That fear locks your mouth. It stops your words. And it whispers, "Stay quiet." But fear is a liar. And mistakes are your teacher. Every mistake you make is a step closer to fluency. A moment of growth. A victory for your courage and consistency. Start small. Because small steps create real change. Today, say one simple sentence. I am learning English. Say it out loud. Or say, today is a good day. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. It's your first act of courage, your first real movement forward. When you say it, you smile. You repeat it 5 times. You feel something shift inside you, a spark of belief returning. That's not a small action. That's power. That's progress. That's the moment you break the chain and begin your transformation. Do this every day, and your English will grow faster, stronger, and more natural than you ever imagined possible. Perfection is a trap. You've been told to wait until your English is perfect, but perfection doesn't make progress. Practice does. You don't need perfect English to begin speaking. You need to start speaking to become perfect. Progress creates confidence, not waiting. Your road to fluency isn't far. It's right here, in your next word, your next sentence, your next small act of courage. Every time you open your mouth, even for a few seconds, you're building your future self, stronger, bolder, freer than before. This is your new journey. A journey where you stop studying like a prisoner and start speaking like a free, confident soul, where you stop waiting for tomorrow and begin living in English today with energy, belief, and unstoppable purpose. You are not stuck anymore. You are ready, and this time, you will not give up, because this time, it's real. This time, it's you, your voice, your growth, your victory, and it begins now. How many times have you told yourself, I'll speak English when I'm ready? You've said it before, haven't you? Many times. You wait for the perfect moment, the perfect sentence, the perfect level. But deep down, you know that perfect moment never comes. Maybe you think, first, I need more grammar. First, I need more vocabulary. First, I need more confidence. And so, you wait again. You wait 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, maybe even many years. But you're still waiting. You're still silent, holding back your words. Here's the truth. You will never feel ready. Not today, not tomorrow, not even 10 years from now. Fluency doesn't wait. Fluency is action. It's courage in motion. It's opening your mouth before your brain says you're ready and letting words flow naturally. You must speak before you are ready. You must use the English you have today, not the English you wish to have someday. Because every time you speak, you grow. Every word you say becomes stronger than 10 words you only study silently in your notebook. Think about babies. When they start speaking, do they wait until they know 500 words? No. They start with 1. They say mama. They say water. They say bye. Their words are not perfect, but they're real. And every sound builds confidence. Each small attempt becomes a foundation. Their parents smile, repeat, and encourage. Soon the baby speaks full sentences without fear or hesitation. If a baby can do this, why not you? You are not weak, you are not late. You're capable of the same. You only need to break the habit of silence, because silence is the real enemy. Silence teaches your brain to be afraid. Every time you stay quiet, you tell your brain, it's dangerous to speak. But every time you speak, you train courage instead. Bravery grows when you speak, and bravery creates fluency. Fear disappears when your voice becomes stronger than your doubt. Now, imagine you're in your room. You want to practice English, but your mind whispers, no, not today. I'm not ready. At that moment, you have two choices. 1, listen to fear and stay silent. 2, speak one small sentence anyway. Maybe you say, I am here. Just 3 words, but powerful ones. Because in that moment, you overcome fear with action. Suddenly, you feel alive. You feel proud. You feel something change inside. A spark of confidence replacing years of hesitation. That one small sentence is not small. It's a door to your new future, where English feels alive, not impossible. Speaking is the best kind of study. When you speak, you use grammar without thinking. You remember words faster and more naturally. You train your tongue and your brain together. You stop thinking in your first language and start living in English rhythm instead. Every time you speak, your English improves faster than it ever could through reading or memorizing lists in silence. Yes, you will make mistakes. You will sound strange sometimes, but those mistakes are proof that you are moving forward. Every mistake teaches you something new. Every sentence you say adds one more brick to the wall of your fluency. If you never speak, you'll never grow. But if you speak every day, even for minutes, your progress will surprise you soon. So stop waiting. Don't say, someday. Say, today. Because your voice is ready. Your mind just needs permission to be free. The first word you speak today will be the foundation for every conversation you'll have tomorrow. That's how real learning begins. Start with what you have. Don't chase perfect grammar or big vocabulary. Chase courage. Because courage is the real key to fluency. Say something right now. Even a tiny phrase. Whisper it. Feel the sound. Let it flow. Because that sound is your freedom. Your English journey doesn't start when you're perfect. It starts when you finally decide to speak. And that decision starts today. Because today, not tomorrow, is the perfect moment. And you, right now, are ready enough. More ready than you've ever believed. You've waited long enough. Now it's time to speak before you are ready. That's how confidence is built. One brave word at a time. Let me share with you one of the biggest secrets to learning English fast. It's not grammar, not vocabulary, not long study hours. The real secret is daily practice. Not once a week, not once a month, but every single day. Even just for 5 minutes. You don't need to study for hours. You only need to stay consistent. Because daily English builds fluency faster than big. Random effort? Many learners make the same mistake. They study hard for a few days, then stop. They restart again, then quit again. It feels like climbing halfway up a mountain, then walking back down every time. You never reach the top that way. Your brain learns like your body. Imagine going to the gym once for 6 hours. It won't help. But 15 minutes every day will. Daily effort beats occasional effort every single time. Consistency is the real teacher. Repetition is the real strength behind fluency. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 3 hours on Sunday and then stop. You brush every day. Just a few minutes. That's how you keep your teeth clean. English is the same. Daily practice keeps your mind sharp and your language alive. When you practice daily, English stops feeling like a school subject. It becomes part of your daily rhythm, your natural communication. So don't wait for weekends. Don't wait for free time. Start small today and build a habit that lasts for life. Even 5 minutes of real speaking daily is more powerful than 1 hour of silent reading once a week. Because your brain remembers what it repeats often. The more you use English, the more it becomes automatic and effortless. Let's imagine your daily routine. You wake up, look around, and softly describe your world. The sun is bright. The air is fresh. You make breakfast and say, "I'm cooking rice. The smell is good. The water is boiling." Simple sentences, but real English in action. You walk to the bus stop. You whisper, "I'm waiting. The bus is coming. People are talking. The sky is blue." Before sleeping, you say, "I'm tired. I want to rest. Today was a good day. I learned something new." These simple moments are gold. They are not small. They are your daily training. They make your English come alive. Because when English becomes part of your real life, you stop thinking about learning. You start living in the language naturally. Daily English doesn't pressure you. It grows quietly, like a seed. Every word you say waters your progress and builds confidence. You don't need grammar charts or long lists every day. You just need your voice, your ears, and a few daily minutes. The best learners aren't the smartest. They're the most consistent. They treat English like a daily friend, not a school project. So stop chasing perfection. Chase progress. 5 minutes daily will change your future more than any long study plan ever could. The secret is habit. When you practice daily, your brain expects English. It becomes normal, easy, and part of who you are. Soon you'll notice something amazing. You'll start thinking in English. Words will come faster. Sentences will flow naturally without fear. Daily practice removes stress. It keeps your confidence alive. It helps you grow without even realizing you're improving day by day. Many learners say, "I'm too busy. I'll study on the weekend." But the weekend never comes, and progress disappears again. Life is always busy. That's why daily English must live inside your normal day, while eating, walking, or even waiting in line. You can talk to yourself in the mirror. Describe what you see. "This is my face. These are my hands. I am smiling." It may look simple, but it's powerful. Because small daily effort creates strong habits that change how your brain thinks forever. Think about climbing a mountain. You don't jump to the top. You take one small step every day, and suddenly you're higher than ever. English is exactly like that mountain. The journey feels long, but every small daily step brings you closer to fluency and freedom. So promise yourself this. Don't ask, "Do I have 1 hour today?" Ask, "Do I have 5 minutes?" Because 5 minutes is enough. Give yourself that daily promise. No skipping, no excuses. Because those 5 minutes will build the version of you who finally speaks freely. One day, you'll look back and realize your small daily steps turned into something incredible. You'll be fluent, confident, and proud. That's the power of daily English. Not just studying, living. Not just knowing, speaking. Every day, every word. One step closer to freedom. Before you ever spoke your first word, you listened. You listened to voices, sounds, laughter, and rhythm long before you could respond. That's how every child learns a language, by listening first, by hearing real words again and again until they become part of memory. But most adults forget this truth. They try to speak before listening enough. And that's why their sentences sound heavy and unnatural. You cannot speak beautifully if you never listen deeply. Listening is not passive. It's the foundation that builds fluent, confident speaking. When you listen, your brain absorbs rhythm, mamin, and flow. It starts to feel the music of the language, not just its meaning. You don't need to understand every single word. Children don't either. They hear first, then slowly. Understanding grows from repetition and emotion. Listening is more than hearing sounds. It's feeling connection. Every time you listen, your brain learns the emotion behind the English voice. That's why listening daily changes your English faster than studying grammar tables or memorizing word lists ever could. Let's think about how children learn. They don't open books and study tenses. They listen, copy, and repeat without fear of mistakes. They hear the same words many times. And suddenly, their mouths start to move naturally. That's the power of repetition through listening. Even as an adult, your brain can still copy sounds, catch patterns, numbers, and grow quickly. You just need to give it the chance. Listening trains your tongue as much as your mind. The more you hear, the more your mouth learns to shape words correctly. Let's say you listen to one short English sentence every day. Something simple like, "How are you?" You hear it again and again. Soon, your brain remembers the tone, the pause, the flow, the feeling. One day, it just comes out of your mouth perfectly. That's how real learning happens, through sound and feeling, not through pressure and memorization. Listening builds natural fluency from the inside. Don't tell yourself, "I don't understand everything." Understanding isn't the first step. Copying and repeating are the true beginning of mastery. A child doesn't understand every word, but they copy what they hear. Slowly, their brain makes connections, and meaning grows effortlessly. You can learn exactly the same way. The key is to stop worrying about being perfect and start listening with curiosity and joy. Shadowing is one of the best tools you can use. You listen and speak at the same time, copying every sound like an echo. At first, it feels strange. You might stumble or sound awkward. But the more you shadow, the more natural your English becomes. Shadowing helps you think faster, speak smoother, and feel the rhythm of real conversation. It's like training your mouth to dance with English. Think about music. When you hear your favorite song many times, you start singing it automatically, without trying, without thinking about grammar. You didn't study the lyrics, you just listened. English works the same way. The words you hear often will soon flow from your lips naturally. Listening builds memory, and memory builds confidence. Every sound you repeat becomes a seed that grows into strong, natural speaking skills. Don't worry if progress feels slow. Every minute of listening is valuable. Each sound you absorb is one step closer to fluency. Every time you listen, you plant another seed of English in your mind. And one day, those seeds will bloom effortlessly. The key is patience and consistency. The more you listen, the more you feel English in your heart, not just in your head. You don't need to force it. Let the sound enter your life like music, and soon your voice will follow that same rhythm. Because before you can speak like a native, you must listen like a child, open, curious, unafraid to learn through sound and emotion. And when you do, English will stop being a subject. It will become a language you live, feel, and enjoy every single day. Now, my friend, I want to share one last truth with you. Big fluency isn't built in one day. It's built through small wins. Every big achievement starts small. One sentence, one conversation, one little moment of courage that grows stronger every single day. Many learners believe they must make one giant jump. They want fast results, big breakthroughs, and instant confidence overnight. But that's not how real success works. Every lasting change in your life started with one small step, not a perfect one. Think about when you learned to walk. You didn't run on the first day. You fell, stood again, tried, and kept moving forward. The same happened when you learned to read, write, or ride a bike. Every big ability started as a small, clumsy beginning. So stop waiting for a big miracle. Celebrate your small wins. Because each one is proof that your English is growing every day. When you say your first full sentence, "I am learning English today," that's not small. That's victory. That's progress in real life. Maybe your grammar isn't perfect. Maybe your pronunciation isn't clear. But you spoke. You used English. And that's what truly matters. Each small win gives you energy. It whispers to your brain, "I can do this." And your confidence grows stronger with every success. That's the magic circle of progress. Small wins create confidence. Confidence creates action, and action creates fluency. The more you celebrate small progress, the more your brain enjoys learning. It starts to associate English with success, not pressure. But when you compare yourself to others, you break that circle. You turn your focus from growth to fear. And fear stops progress. You hear someone speak faster, use bigger words, and you feel small. You think, "I can never sound like that." But remember, that person you admire once said their first hello just like you. They also struggled, failed, and kept going forward. They reached fluency step by step, not because they were special, but because they never quit after the small steps. So stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Your journey is different, and your growth is still beautiful. Focus on the next step, not the top of the mountain. When you look too high, it feels impossible, but one step feels possible. You take one more step, you practice one more minute, you speak one more sentence. That's how fluency is built, inch by inch. Think of yourself as a climber. Every word you say is one step higher. You may move slowly, but you never stop rising. Celebrate every win. Did you learn one new word today? Celebrate it. Did you understand one line from a movie? Celebrate that too. These moments may look small, but they are the bricks that build your confidence. Without them, the wall of fluency cannot stand. When you feel tired, these small wins will remind you how far you've come and how strong your persistence has become. Even if your progress is slow, it's still progress. Slow doesn't mean weak. It means real, steady, and unstoppable. Every day you speak, listen, or think in English, you move forward, even when it feels invisible. Change is still happening inside you, so don't wait for a perfect moment. Don't wait for applause. Celebrate the quiet victories only you can see, because those small wins are your secret weapon. They protect you from quitting. They remind you that you are becoming fluent. One day, soon, you'll look back and realize how far you've climbed. You'll smile and whisper, "I did it. I'm fluent." And you'll remember something powerful. It wasn't one big moment. It was 1,000 small steps that carried you to the top. Each word, each try, each mistake became a part of your success. Every small win created the big fluency you have now. So promise yourself this: never stop celebrating small wins, because that's where confidence grows. And that's how true fluency begins. This journey is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. One word at a time. And when you finally speak freely, with confidence and joy, you'll know you earned it. Step by step, through Snail. Unstoppable wins. Now take a deep breath. My friend, you've come a long way. You've listened, learned, and found the courage that was inside you all along. This isn't the end of your English journey. It's the beginning of the version of you that finally speaks with confidence and freedom. You don't need to chase perfection anymore. You just need to keep showing up every day with your voice, your effort, and your belief. Because every word you say, every mistake you make, every small win you celebrate, it's all shaping the speaker you're becoming. Remember this truth: fluency isn't a talent, it's a habit. It's what happens when you decide to stop waiting and start speaking today. So speak when you're scared. Practice when you're tired. Listen when you don't understand, and keep going, even when no one's watching. Because one day soon, you'll look back and realize every second, every struggle, every moment of doubt was worth it. And when that day comes, you'll smile and whisper, I didn't just learn English, I became confident, brave, and alive through it. So don't stop here. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep growing. And if this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe to Read and Learn English, because your next lesson will take you even further on this journey of confidence and transformation. Your voice matters, your progress matters, and this time, you're not just learning English, you're becoming the person you were meant to be. Now tell me in the comments, what small win did you achieve today? I want to hear it. I want to celebrate it with you. And remember, every small step you take in English is a giant step toward the life and freedom you deserve. Stay brave, stay consistent, and keep speaking. Because your fluency is no longer a dream. It's your next reality.